Yo, what is going on, everyone? Black Halo here. Today we are covering the patch notes for Valorant 0.50 by Riot Games. So if you are interested in Valorant patch updates and content, be sure to subscribe to the channel because this is going to be where it's at. So yeah, I'm going to be reading through this and then I'll give my opinions and talk about future things. So yeah. Coming at you faster than my iron rank placement, it's patch notes .50. I like that. I like that. I haven't even read a whole 2 sentences. These are the kind that send wiki writers squirming, so let's get to it. All rifles have been updated to make single tap and burst fire more efficient. The idea here is to support the viability of all rifle shooting styles. Tap, burst, and spray, for example, when used in optimal situations. This is tied to gun recovery time, which we'll touch on in more on the notes below. Okay, butchered. Okay, we get it. Let's keep going. Sage, Cypher, Omen, Viper, Brimstone, and Phoenix have all undergone changes, in part to better align with them with their intended roles and to balance abilities that we found to be either too weak or too powerful in common situations. Other highlights. This or the cause of some agent abilities have been turned to better reflect their impact on the game. We also lowered the cap on the amount of credits a team can bank during a match to help opposing teams catch up, so you can't go over 9,000. And the spike now automatically falls when it gets stuck in an elevated location. For example, you can stop bugging your tail friend now. You'll notice each map got some love as well to remove some exploits and reposition a few barriers. Okay, so the gameplay and balance. Let's start off here. The weapon updates. You will no longer enter the walking accuracy state when transforming from run to stop. We noticed many players were entering a walking accuracy state during their run to stop transition that made it appear as if shots fired / landed were done at full speed. Dead zone accuracy speed threshold increased from 25% to 30%. Now that you can't gain walk accuracy while transitioning from a run to a stop, we've also slightly increased the size of the dead zone, the full accuracy state, to make it a bit easier to get an accurate shot out quickly. So all rifle changes here for the gameplay and balance. Recovery times on all rifles have been updated, which should make tap and burst firing more efficient. Inaccuracy is occurred at any time the weapon is refired prior to a complete duration of a weapon's respective gun recovery time. So the base walk accuracy is now from a 1/6 of a degree, or 0.6. I gotta work on speaking with these. And an 1/8 of a degree. Am I right on that? Should be. I need to be. I mean, so we felt like walk spraying with rifles was a little more effective than we like, particularly at longer ranges. We're going to pull back on this accuracy slightly and continue to monitor. Okay, that seems like a sentence that didn't get properly ended. Anyways, Vandal. Horizontal yaw recoil reduced by 15% while crouched and stationary. So conveniently, what I'm going to do here is just look up some gameplay of my assault rifle arsenal. Honestly, I don't see what's wrong with that right now, because I do have some gameplay of firing these guns. Oh, this is not it. It's not it. I really want to show you this.
Left.
So, okay, this is not it. Give me a second. Oh, this is not it either. Okay, I can't find it. I actually shot off a bunch of assault rifles, and now I just inconveniently can't find that gameplay.
Yo, so
what's going on,
so
guys?
this
is an AR.
I'm trying to win.
Is this it? No?
I'm trying to make it.
No, I didn't pick it. Okay. Oh well, I wanted to show you. Well, that was actually one of them. But anyways, yeah, waste of time. Horizontal. Yeah, this was intended to be the case. Now, properly matches the crouch benefits of other rifles. Gun recovery time from 0.4 seconds to 0.375 seconds. Tap efficiency from 4 to 6. So the Phantom fixed an issue where the gun recovery time was higher than intended. Gun recovery time 55 seconds to 35 seconds, and the tap efficiency increased from 3 to 4. So the Bulldog automatic fire fixed an issue where the gun recovery time was higher than intended. The gun recovery time is being changed from 0.55 seconds to 0.35. Guardian fixed an issue with the gun recovery time was higher than intended. You get it. So gun recovery time 0.4 seconds to 0.35 seconds. So okay, machine guns are significantly underperforming other weapons at their price points. Okay, so machine guns are meant to be bullet hoses, powerful once they get going. This is a difficult balance to strike in a game where a single bullet from Vandal will put you out down. Yeah, so our hope is to make machine guns better at what they do, shoot lots and lots of bullets, while increasing the power of arrest relative to weapons at a similar price point. Ooh, I'm actually getting excited. So, Eris price reduced from 1700 to 1600 creds. Firing error. This value is a curve that has an intermediate value between each bullet. Bullet 2 has slightly less error than one bullet, and so on. So bullet 1 degree now changed to 0.8. Now bullet 5 changed from 0.85 to 0.75, and bullet 10 0.75 to 0.7. So pretty much these numbers are higher on the left, always higher on the left, but on the right they are all lowered by the same amount. So actually no, not the same amount. They're all lowered by a different amount. So this is 0.2, this is 0.15, and this is 0.5. Okay, so yeah, reduce the amount and intensity of horizontal yaw recoil after the first 8 bullets. So pretty much, yeah, it's what it says, literally what is on paper. Odin reduced the amount of intensity and horizontal yaw recoil after the first 8 bullets. Agent update Sage. Slow orb zone duration decreased from 9 seconds to 7 seconds. Slow orb slowing amount decreased from 65 seconds to 50 seconds. We all know Sage is OP. We've decided to reduce some of her stopping power while still allowing her to fulfill her role as the premier stalker in Valorant, or staller, in Valorant. These changes aim to reduce the overall efficiency, right, of her slow orb, especially if they are chained back to back. Cypher. So Cypher case no longer slows the enemies that move through it. Agent updates, by the way. We've always envisioned Cypher as a premier sentinel, gathering info on his enemies and picking them off, but the slow on the cage was allowing him to move into Sage's territory by stalling an entire enemy team. We still think this will be a tool he uses to buy some time, but enemies now will have more options when pushing his defenses, especially when coordinated. So spy cam cooldown when destroyed increased 30 seconds, or by 15 seconds, from 30 seconds to 45. Spy cams, however, have been flying into enemy territory like silver darts at the start of rounds because the punishment for losing one to an enemy team is so low. Hopefully this change pushes you to find a safe hiding place for your initial camera. Please not inside a box. Okay, so Omen. Next. Dark cover, smoke duration increased about 3 seconds from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. Dark cover, smoke projectile speed increase. Dark cover, a cooldown increase from 30 seconds to 35 seconds. That's a 5-second increase. Especially at high tier play, we've seen Brimstone because the dominant controller, and we have wanted to give his peers a boost to make them more viable while hopefully maintaining their unique playstyles. While win, same thing pretty much in this context. So Viper, snake bite radius increase, from 350 I meant to 450. I don't play this champion, but I like the name. Reminds me of the Riven player. So we are also increasing snake bite's radius to match other air denial abilities. So that's a good buff, straight up buff. That's always good. So yeah, Brimstone, Brimstone, Phoenix, and Viper. We see you B-hoppers out there jumping through incendiary, fireball, and snake bite while taking no damage. We don't want to completely negate the skill, but we also don't want it to trivialize a whole set of character abilities. So height required to jump out of all damage in the area and denial abilities is now changed from 80 to 120. Snake bite, fireball, and incendiary damage. Tick speed to increase total damage per second unchanged. So halfway through, guys, agent ability credit cost tuning. We felt the credit cost of some abilities did not match the impact those abilities brought to a match, and made adjustments for accurate reflection. So Sage Barrier Orb increased from 300 to 400 credits. Raised Blast Pack increased from 100 to 200 credits. Phoenix Curveball increased from 100 to 200 credits. Thank God. I mean, let's not get religious here. Brimstone Incendiary increased from 200 to 300 credits. Jets Updraft reduced from 200 to 100. I like that because I always accidentally hit Q. So Agent Armor carry over from prior rounds is no longer destroyed when armor is purchased or new armor is purchased, allowing you to sell newly purchased armor and return to your previous armor status instead of having no armor. Okay, so yeah, this is a lot, but we're getting through it. So max credit cap, total credit cap is reduced from 12,000 to 9,000. We noticed that players / teams who manage to bank a high amount of credits are maintaining a rich economic state for too long, and it becomes a monumental challenge for the opponent or opposing team. I meant to dethrone their economy. So yeah, character updates. Sova's out drone now includes a layer of sound for engine rotors, so audio should better reflect thematics while maintaining how noticeable the previous version of our drone audio was for allies and enemies as heard in third person. So map update split. My favorite map. Attacking teams have been having difficulty finding a foothold in territory control across the map because of campers. We've made a few changes that should allow attackers to better opportunities to contest A main, mid top, and B tower. So yeah, these are some nice callouts to memorize here. They're actually posted by Riot Games themselves. So barrier location, those clear blue walls have been adjusted across the map to provide attackers more of a foothold into territory to control across the map. So defender barrier in B mid has been pulled back. New barriers are in the entrance to vent and atop the staircase in B tower. Defender barrier has been pulled back at A ramps. Attacker barrier has been pushed forward at A main, and attacker barrier has been pushed forward slightly at B main. Angled the wall on the left interior B while pushing up the stairs from mid. This removes a 50-50 angle check when pushing into this space, which should make it more approachable for you to try and gain control of B tower. So Radianite crate in B has been changed to a metal crate to provide more cover when planting the spike. Revised art to improve performance throughout the map. Okay, so I actually have some Valorant lines of sight for the map split. So if you want to check that out, be sure to end this channel right here. Black Halo, that's me. Hey, how you doing? So anyways, let's go back. Haven, a new map exploit system is in effect, will have negative effects on anyone trying to escape the play space. Updated several floor sections so that they now have appropriate material sounds. Split / Haven / Bind. Added fixes for Cypher spy camera exploits to all 3 maps. A huge thanks to everyone who helped us track these down, including the clutch streams we lurked in for a few days, or for 2 days, I meant to say, writing down every camera placement and fixing them in real time. So backside of spawn barriers are now a pack to prevent some abuse cases. Added ability for Spike to automatically fall from elevated boost positions. Seems similar to what we have already read. And fix multiple spots where Sova's recon dart could overpenetrate map geometry. Oh, we don't want that. So okay, so another shout out to everyone that helped with these as well. So HUD and UI. Do I really have to read these, man? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Maybe not next time, but yeah, HUD and UI. Teammate armor is now shown on the scoreboard. When the spike is planted, the spike icon in the upper middle UI now pulses with the audio beeps, I meant. New artwork for pings to increase readability in the world. Portraits. Re-enable the portrait for the player's minimap icon. Reduce the size of the portraits and icons by several pixels, and added color to the player's own minimap icon with a slightly thicker border to aid in finding oneself on the minimap, not in life. Added regulations of chat messages when using the radio menu or radio wheel. Slight increase to broken armor text to make it easier to notice. Relocated flyout menu for titles drop down so it opens in a more sensible location. Move leave match button closer to the exit buttons in the menu. Made logout button red to match exit button since they both exit. Shifted location of the skip button on MVP screen so players do not accidentally press play again button while slamming on the skip button. Adjusted radio wheel behavior so that mouse wheel up and down so always select other wheels regardless of other keybinds. Icon for need help changed from the little bug to a flag. Enable attack / defend icons in the upper middle game info UI for all players, not just observers. Hooked up almost ready VO when character uses the ult status radio command and are within 1 ult point of being fully charged. Okay, so quality of life and bug fixes, man. These are honestly just all bug fixes. So we are going to highlight these for a bit. So let's see. Cheaters are no longer referred to as hackers. Like, I didn't even need to read that, honestly. But yeah, profanity. Let's just keep going. Profanity filter setting added. When enabled, will filter out profanity from chat. Added a setting that allows toggling between walking and running. Viper's poison cloud no longer enters cooldown when picked up by the buy phase. Added full coloring for Sova's Hunter's Fury. Added contract level up animation when unlocking free characters or purchasing contract levels. Added tooltips and explanations guiding new players towards activating their first contract. Unknown skin levels now list their individual costs and radiant points, radianite points, and description in the collection pages. Made performance optimizations to address FPS drops when you or your allies are shooting. Various social panel improvements. Keep player centered minimap setting is all now a default setting. Rename first person enhancement visual graphics setting to bloom as discovered by the _OW on Reddit. This setting affects more than just first person visuals. It's actually a visual bloom or glow effect, which primarily affects weapon renders. So this is a user on Reddit, so shout out to him. He actually helped. I said helped, but yeah, made it to the Riot patch notes on Valorant. So rename shadows graphics to first person shadows. This setting only affects shadows cast on a player's weapon, hands, and arms. Observer HUD. Dead players will now appear grayed out on the HUD rather than hidden. Team colors on the HUD will swap switching sides rather than the teams on the HUD change the positioning. Alright, so bug fixes in game. Let's keep going. Cypher and Sova will no longer float in the air if Sage Barrier or wall they are standing on is destroyed. While using the spy cam or our drone, respectively, Cypher can no longer pick up his trap after the enemy has triggered it. Sova's our drone can no longer rapid fire darts if the power one hits an enemy. Reduce collision size on Sova's arrows so that they don't get stuck on corners. Wow, what? Comers? When fired near them. Remove placeholder mesh for Viper's toxic screen projectile. When using the ping wheel on the map, right click and now correctly cancels the action and does not place a ping. Fix the bug where Spike UI would sometimes overlap with the HUD. Fix the bug where a weapon's ammo count on the HUD would disappear if swapping with your knife, then back while on low ammo. Remove Spike icon from being visible on enemy player minimap icons. Do I even have enough space to keep recording? Jeez, a Spike can no longer be planted partially in a map geometry. Do I really have enough? Like, that's the question. Okay. So fix bug where various, well actually no, I missed a few things, huh? So Spike can no longer be, okay, I read that. This also fixes cases where the Spike camera was appearing inside the Spike. What? Their Spike camera was appearing inside the Spike. Read that wrong. Oops. Barriers on the minimap no longer adjust positions incorrectly during the buy phase if you open the mega map. Fix the bug where various issues would occur after multiple players would fulfill a weapon or buy request at the same time. Fix the issue where the game would hitch/stutter when opening in the game options menu. Fix the issue where the game will hitch/stutter when opening the in-game shop. Fix the rare movement bug which resurrected players who were tagged would have jittery movement in first person's perspective. Fix the bug where some weapons lost their muzzle flashes in first person POV when tracers were disabled. Fix a rare bug where players appeared to be standing when they were actually crouching. Ability details in the combat report will now correctly appear in the buy phase of the round, which teammates or when teammates switch sides. Fix miscellaneous observer mode HUD issues. Spectators can now see weapon inspect animations. Fix a bug where the camera could take an invalid position during character select. Fix an issue where the combat report would show 150 damage but the enemy player was still alive in cases where healing was not involved. Fix an issue where a teammate's voice activity would incorrectly light up more than their own icon in the above character UI element. Selecting a ping on the ping wheel and canceling no longer incorrectly spawns the cancel ping next time the player uses the basic ping. Okay, bug fixes in the game client. Fix incorrect location of the text when hovering rewards in the contracts. Fix a bug where purchase refunds were not reflected into the client until it was restarted. Fix the bug where player cards were cropped on the arsenal menu screen. Fix the bug where in some languages mission descriptions would or could appear truncated. Word of the day right here, truncated. Don't know what that means. Where's my search on Google button? Where is it? Okay. Shorten something by cutting off the top or the end. Okay. Truncated. Fix the bug where, okay. Alright, we know what that means now. So fix an issue, or maybe I've already known. Fix an issue where distortion graphics setting was not properly enabled, and enabling this may have a performance impact on some older graphics cards. Okay, so this was written by Jeff Landa, Comms Associate, Bylines and Ink, Waste, and Digital, but always on the deadline. The hum of retro consoles, obscure pro wrestling memorabilia, and period cars filled his time between keyboard clicks developing an FPS style that's not long on guts and short on brains. Haha. So let's go ahead and finish this video off with a TikTok video showcase. So yeah, follow me on Twitter.
Wow,
and
you're so unskilled.
This gun needs to be nerfed right here. It's not getting nerfed, so I'm going to competitive real soon. Can't wait. Boom! In the gut.
Keep it moving.
That's right. Look at this, man.
One enemy remaining.
Pretty cool, right? Okay. In the head.
Got him.
We got him. In the head also.
Oh, I was reloading. Oh, oops. Oopsies.
Pretty cool, man.
Spike planted.
You crouching right here so they don't hear our
Got you,
footsteps.
buddy. Camper. Got you, buddy.
Around the corner. Alright, so I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. That's it right there.